Angela Rye, a paragon of consistency, a consummate professional.
Only person that's rude is you because you're so afraid for me to get to the comma because the debate ends at the comma, dog.
The apex of femininity, class personified.
I would call a dude a bitch.
Huh?
You hear all the things we're called. If you're just demanding a certain amount of respect or demanding that you belong in a certain space, we get called all kind of names.
Bitches.
Basically, you said it.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
To all my dudes, from young and innocent to old and respected, we can be called bitches.
Call me bitches.
Okay, Mr. Bitches.
But this shine, this Akata, doesn't oppose any complaints about women being called bitches on our podcast.
It's not just women that are deemed bitchy if they are assertive. Black women, women of color, have an added layer that when you speak in the most kind, benevolent way.
Yeah, Angela, I think we're starting to get the message loud and clear. This must be one of those, we can say that, but you can't say that things. Speaking of which, there's a term that comes to mind that some white people adopt and black people just might take exception to. And when one fraud refers to another as this,
I know it, but I don't think I should say it.
It's incredible.
All right, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Nick!
No, it's not black enough.
I thought when we elected a black president, we were going to get a black president.
Case in point, fraud critiquing fraud. To all the authentically black, not black enoughers, you are a
Sellout.
Especially straight black men who refuse to blindly follow black feminists and eggheads. Oh, like the kind Angela chops it up with. Joke's on you, Walter Scott and Philando Castile. You ain't even black. No, it's the bigger emasculated kiss up you become, the more likely you are to get a pass.
Some of your cousins started saying that you were invited back to the family picnic. So I kind of want to talk to this evolution because I told you I felt like I know what happened. Like they were like, you know what? I'm done. That is it. They were on your side. All of a sudden they were like, you know what? I'm not mad. Everything in the past where you frustrated me, we're good. Because right now you are speaking to my soul, Don Lemon.
Wait, we can't criticize Barack's blackness? Oh, right, the not black enough thing. Weren't you just clowning Don about that? And besides, I'm not saying you could pass for white, but you definitely look
Mixed. And I'm like, oh, really? Which one of my parents is white?
Parents? Yeah, I don't know. But given most women get their attitudes from their mamas, and combine that with the fact that your ethnicity is predominantly Irish, I can only imagine your childhood.
What?
It's a stupid idea! You're a stupid man! A stupid, stupid man!
Ow!
And my own personality, I'm a strong black woman.
While we're on the subject of ancestry, you shine. You were all over being Carson for saying
there were other immigrants who came here in the bottom of slave ships, worked even longer, even harder for less.
and that was dumb. And you said in response,
But the way that he talked about slavery today is treacherous because it doesn't acknowledge that there were 400 years of involuntary servitude, 35,000 voyages across the Atlantic Ocean to bring black people here involuntarily.
Right.
That is what was wrong with his
So the
remarks.
last thing you should be guilty of is stating black people are immigrants without clearly excluding those who didn't come to this country voluntarily. Yet you didn't make any distinctions here.
And I'm struggling to understand why black folks don't understand that we are immigrants too, right? There's been a big myth that this is just a brown issue, and it's not. It's black and brown. And Asian. And white.
Just when you thought Angela couldn't put her foot any further up her own mouth.
Wait! There's more!
Ironically, she tries to defend herself by making the distinction she should have acknowledged that day.
I have never said that people whose ancestors arrived in the belly of a slave ship are immigrants. So GTFOH with that nonsense, okay? Stop following trolls. Stop being convinced by bots.
Oh yeah, the bots. Our fellow descendants of the slaves brought to America. The ones who had you right back on the Breakfast Club acting all polite, explaining yourself. Even after you said you were done talking.
I said the direct quote was black people are immigrants too. The context of that was we were talking about immigration. So I'm thinking that everybody should know I'm talking about black immigrants.
We heard you say we
are immigrants too.
Which doesn't exclude black descendants of slaves brought to the U.S. mainland. Whatever, my point ain't even that you're a liar. It's you're a hypocrite. The worst kind. You used slavery for your party's advantage, not to defend my ancestors. Although in response to all the criticism you're saying,
I have never said that people whose ancestors arrived in the belly of a slave ship are immigrants.
Even that means nothing if you don't go after this guy after he says,
certainly it wasn't easy for those of African heritage who had not come here voluntarily, and yet in their own way were immigrants themselves.
Just because you affiliate with the same party. But I gotta say, maybe I'm being a little bit too hard calling her the worst kind of hypocrite. I mean, it's not like she's ever openly given herself or people she supports a creative license for contradiction.
I'm about to completely contradict myself.
But that we walking contradiction right now. We're trying to figure it out.
I'm contradicting myself.
That's
my contradiction.
Yes.
That's the contradiction in it all. And create safe space to be that contradiction.
Okay, I lied. She's the worst. Now, I suppose someone could tell her to look in the mirror and stop being a hypocrite. But looking into the mirror on the wall wouldn't make a bit of difference because she's spiteful and knowingly contradicts herself. So let's just remove the mirror from the scenario and have her solely focus on the wall.
I was wrestling with this earlier this week. I was starting to write a piece and I just kept hitting a wall.
Okay, so you're very familiar with the concept of hitting walls. Yuakata, please understand if you want to pass through the age of the wall successfully, you will need a man. In spite of all the not settling talk, because deep down we know you're craving children.
The day before the Women's March, I froze my eggs. Yes, I did. I'm 38, I'm old.
My point is, I'm sitting here. Clearly, I'm an alpha male. Clearly, I'm ready to make children. I'm at my prime right now. You're coming to the end of it. I feel like running to. She is.
This is CD Fury. No, this is Film Session. Like, share, and subscribe. And donate if you want me to bring you any more content.